We're in a van.
We're in a van.
Life is good.
So we're good to go? Hey everyone, we have been living in the van now for over 6 months, and we wanted to take a little bit of time to reflect on our experiences so far. We've been a lot of places, we've done a lot of things, and I think there's a lot of things we've learned, a lot of great opportunities that we've had, and we just wanted to kind of reminisce a little bit about this.
So far since we've been dating, so about 2 years, we've traveled to 30 national parks and 34 states together. And a lot of those have been in this van.
Yeah, I think we've put probably 24,000 miles on the van in the last 6 months. We've been doing a lot of driving, seeing a lot of things, but we've had a lot of cool experiences.
Some of the weirdest things we've seen.
Yeah.
Marfa, Texas really stands out. A lot of people told us we had to go to Marfa, so we went. Granted, it was COVID, a lot of things were closed, so we didn't get the full experience, but there wasn't a lot to do in Marfa. Like the alien capital of the world?
That's Roswell.
Oh, Roswell. You're right. Roswell is what I'm thinking about.
Yep. There are so many places that we've been the last 6 months that I just never would have thought to myself that I needed to go to in my life. There are so many town names where the population was under 200 that we've been through. It's just remarkable how empty a lot of the southern west United States is.
Yeah, and it has been nice. That means there's been a lot of beautiful drives where it's just wide open space. Sometimes you see fields. Sometimes you have these big, beautiful mountains. And it's been nice in the van. We've really seen all landscapes. We've been through the desert. We've been to the mountains, to the beach. We've been in snow.
Yep.
We've been in rain. We've been everywhere.
Yeah. I did a couple of the drives we've done really stand out. We got to drive through Monument Valley.
That was cool.
We took the picture, where Forrest Gump was running and decided to stop, all that stuff. But that was really fun. We've marked down a lot of roads that we would love to ride a bicycle or a motorcycle on someday. They're nice and windy.
There's just a lot to see, and the country so far has been great. It's been beautiful.
Footage here. So that didn't work. We're gonna do this now.
Favorite sunrise, sunset so far of van life. Let me just say there's been a lot. I'm a big sunrise person. He's more a sunset person. But I think my favorite top of any of them has been a sunset in White Sands National Park. It was unreal. You can't even explain what the colors were like. He was playing guitar. I don't know. It was one of those sunsets that was just perfect.
Yeah, and as Jesse said, I am not a morning person, and I'm not usually eager to get up for sunrises, but we watched one in Bryce Canyon National Park, and the colors there, again, were just amazing. The canyon there is really awesome, and the hoodoos were something new to see, something very unique, and I thought that was kind of a really cool experience.
Yeah, also I think runner-up for sunrise would be Canyonlands. We had this space basically to ourselves, and of course it's another big canyon, really awesome sunrise. Similarly, the sunset in Grand Canyon National Park was amazing. Would you just look at it? That's the sunset. So this is a beautiful sunset out here. I'm really enjoying it with the love of my life over here.
All right, the biggest challenge of van life, I would say the biggest challenge so far has been finding Wi-Fi or service to work during the week, because we still work full time. We're still really reliant on the internet. We thought that we'd be able to kind of park in BLM land and like out in the woods, but we've had a hard time actually getting enough service to do work in those spots. So we spent much more time in towns and cities than I think we wanted to. But the plus side of that is that we do love coffee shops, so that kind of forces us to go to coffee shops all the time, which isn't the end of the world.
Bummer.
Such a shame. We have to go every day.
Favorite place we've been? I think for me, it might have to be Sequoia Kings Canyon. We didn't stay there long enough, unfortunately, but we were there for the weekend, and it's amazing. Like Sequoia, you have the beautiful big trees, and then in Kings Canyon, there's this beautiful drive, pretty scary because I'm afraid of heights, but this beautiful drive right along the ridge of the mountain to get into Kings Canyon, and I personally think it's a hidden gem of a national park. Yeah, I want to go back, especially if we bring the motorcycle, so then we can cruise around on those roads. Can't wait.
I definitely agree. That was like a super amazing place I wasn't really expecting. I definitely have to give a couple of runner-ups here. I would say that my favorite hike ever was Angel's Landing at Zion. It was really amazing. We had a bit of a wacky weekend with a couple of things going wrong, but we managed to make the best of it, and we still hiked, and it was like super, super cool. And then I would also add that we were very surprised pleasantly about Big Bend National Park in Texas.
True.
So that park was like a lot more grand than we had kind of imagined, and there was a lot to do there, and we really enjoyed that one.
Yeah. I didn't really know what to expect in Big Bend, but you show up and there's this big, beautiful mountains, and I don't know, the drive through it was amazing.
Yeah. That was also like the beginning of our van journey, so we were like gung-ho and really excited, so that maybe skewed it a little, but I think it was still pretty cool. Wasn't there a hike we did recently that I like thought was just as cool as Angel's Landing? What was that one?
Oh, Black Canyon the Gunnison?
Oh, yeah.
That one was cool because we hiked down into the canyon, and it was 1,800 feet over a mile and a half, so it was super steep, and on the way up you're like climbing up rocks, and that one was cool.
That was definitely a really cool hike, and it was kind of fun in a scary way because there was poison ivy everywhere. We literally were like dodging poison ivy left and right as we were like hiking, rock climbing practically. Yeah, that one was pretty fun as well.
Yeah. Lots of cool stuff.
Lots of cool places. It's just how tight this whole van life is. No, I'm just kidding.
So anything we would change? You want to go first?
Yeah, I would say when we lived in a house, I had a motorcycle, and we used to go on motorcycle rides on the weekend, which was absolutely amazing. And we were always driving through these super beautiful places and telling each other, I wish we had the motorcycle again so that we could ride it and enjoy the weekend and the day and the beautiful weather and breeze, whatever. So if there was one thing I would change, I would have found a way to bring the motorcycle with me.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. We used to go motorcycle camping and just carry all of our gear on the motorcycle and go for the weekend, which we miss a lot. So definitely that. And also, I think something I would change is maybe have us slow down a little bit. There have definitely been times where we've gone somewhere for like a day and then kept moving on. I think part of that's our personalities. We're pretty antsy and we just want to keep moving. But we just need to learn to slow down, really enjoy a place before we decide to move on.
Yep, I totally agree with that.
Yeah, there's just so much to see.
Yeah.
My favorite part of van life, I think, is just the freedom of being able to go when we want, where we want. For example, we had friends who were like, hey, we're going on a bike ride in August. Do you want to come? And we're like, yeah, sure. Or come out to California. We have some people meeting up. Like, yeah, no problem. Or like, yeah, going to Baja. We just went there on a whim with some people that we met a few weeks earlier. So definitely just the freedom of being able to go anywhere we want.
Yeah, and I'll also add to that, we started out with like more or less a plan of like where we were going to go, and we've since kind of changed to be like a lot more flexible, and like we wing it a lot more now, which I think I like better. So
Yeah, I didn't want to stick to a plan. We kind of had it just to see if we could hit everything we wanted to within 1 year. But the spontaneity of going where we want is the best part.
yeah. The downside of spontaneity is that some of these places require reservations, especially during COVID times. So we miss out on a couple of things that we wanted to do, but you know, life goes on.
Yes, we're in a van.
We're in a van.
Life is good. Where would we live right now if we had to settle down? This is something we've been trying to figure out. The whole time as we're driving through our route, we say, can we live here? Is it somewhere we would live? And I think, at least my personal top choice is like the Aspen, Vail, Breckenridge area. Like that whole part of Colorado is my absolute favorite, with the mountains, the forest. Like that's exactly what I want.
Yeah, I have to add, this is definitely the most beautiful place we've seen. But up until now in my life, I have not been a winter/snow person.
Yeah.
So I don't know if we could do it all winter. And more importantly, houses here are extremely expensive.
Yeah.
So I don't foresee us buying that in the near future. We definitely did learn that trees are very important to us,
Yeah.
and that deserts are not where it's at for us. So I don't think we see ourselves in any desert in the future.
No, we liked it at first, but then we were out there for a while and we missed it a lot. We're like, we need trees, we need forest.
And also, we definitely need to add that we have no intentions of settling down and getting out of the van anytime soon. So we will certainly be continuing this van travel journey for the foreseeable future.
I have a feeling we're gonna like the Pacific Northwest. We haven't spent time there yet. That's next summer. So we'll give you an update next year.
We'll check it out.
Gosh, what am I looking forward to in the next 6 months? I think for me, I'm really looking forward to spending time in New England. I've never really spent much time up there at all, and we're going to spend all fall, so we get to see all the great fall colors, and since he's from the area, he gets to show me around to all of his favorite places.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that because I grew up my whole childhood in Massachusetts, so it's going to be kind of cool to go back there and show Jesse around all the places that I used to go so frequently and explore there a bit. What am I looking forward to most in the next 6 months? I would say that we've been doing our own thing for the last 6 months, and in the next 6 months, we are going to a bunch of weddings. It's going to be the holidays. We're going to spend a lot more time with friends and family because most of our friends and family are still on the East Coast, which is where we'll be. So I think I'm looking forward to actually having the opportunity to spend time with my friends and family, with Jesse, and
I was gonna say without me, maybe.
not without Jesse.
Take a break.
Of course, with Jesse. But just like getting to be around other
Yeah.
people again, I think it's gonna be really nice to be with friends and get to all be together.
That's a really good point. It's gonna be nice to have friends again. Yes, I think in general, living in a van, there's pros and cons. The pro is you get to go see everything. The con is you're living in a small space and there's endless chores of filling up water, dumping the water, emptying your pee, filling up propane, like all of those things that you don't have to do in a house.
Yeah, I'll definitely add to that. We've probably been to more Planet Fitnesses than we ever imagined we would in order to save on water for our showers. I will also say that, over the past 6 months, we haven't been able to hike quite as far or as long as we thought we would be able to due to the fact that I had hip and ankle surgery last year. But now we're off the hook for that. We can hike as far as we want, so I would expect to see some more crazy hikes that are up to the Jesse and Chris level that we're used to do. So we'll be doing that in the next couple months.
Yeah, we're really hoping to do like the Grand Canyon rim to rim trail. Fingers crossed we can get to do Half Dome, things like that are a bit more intense now that your body is recovered.
Yeah, that's next year.
Yeah. So the best story we have so far from our van trip was when we met a cop in a really small town in New Mexico, was
Mhm.
it? Yeah. You want to tell it?
Yeah. So I think we were in Carlsbad, New Mexico.
Yes.
Because we had just gone to Carlsbad Caverns National Park. And I think like a couple nights before, the police like had to tell us to move at night. We were parked somewhere we shouldn't be. So we were like a little on edge. And we were doing laundry at a laundromat, supposed to be there. And a police officer in uniform like comes up to us, and we started getting our story straight. We're like,
Yeah.
like
We're not doing anything wrong.
yeah, we're like, we didn't do anything wrong here. And he's like, hey, I love this van, and I'm trying to convince my wife to live in a van. And I like, do you think you could show me yours? And we were like, okay, yeah. So we were relieved. We gave him a little tour of the van, and then he was super nice, like really amazing. And then at the end of our conversation, he's like, hey, I know it's probably like hard for y'all to cook. Like, do you want to come over for dinner tonight with my wife and kids? And we were like,
Sure.
okay, yeah, sure. So on the way over, Jesse and I are like, is this a good idea? Like, is this like bad? Is this irresponsible? But we figured like an on-duty in a police car in uniform police officer. We're like, hopefully he,
Probably safe.
it's probably safe. He said he had wife and kids and whatnot. So we went over for dinner, and it was like a really great time. We met the family. We showed them the van. They showed us around their house. Ate a delicious meal, and then now we have this great story to tell. And we were just really like happy with humanity that day. Like, there's still really nice people, and there's a sense of community, and like we can all be friends and like happy together. So
Yeah. No, it was really nice, and that's, I think, another thing I love about van life is that you just say yes to a lot of things, and it leads to good things usually.
we've had the opportunity to meet a couple of other really cool people in the van. When we went to Van Fest, we showed our van there, and we met a ton of people who were interested in van life.
Yeah.
We met some friends there who we then traveled to Baja, Mexico with.
Yeah.
We still stay in touch. So we have had the opportunity to reconnect with friends and meet new friends through this experience, which has been like really rewarding.
It's been great. Well, thank you so much for watching this video. We really hope that it gave you some insight into what it's like living in a van full time. Gives you the good, the bad, a little bit of everything. And I don't know what else to say.
If you haven't already, make sure you like this video and subscribe to our channel, because as we live in the van longer, we film more videos, and hopefully they get better. And you can all tell us if you like them better or worse than the previous ones.
If there's anything else that you'd like to hear us talk about, whether it's the best things about living in a van, the best things that you need in a van, anything like that, let us know, because we're always trying to think of new ideas.
So thanks for watching, and we will see you next time.
Peace. Cool. Bye.
Dork. Say 24,000.